They say it's not rocket science. Well, this actually is.
Welcome to the Rocket Science Podcast. And today, you're finally seeing the real faces behind the voices. Yes, it's me, Jasmine.
And I'm Jack. Now we're really glad that we finally get on the face and show our real expressions and the face expression as well as the real tones. And it's been quite a rocket science journey.
Yeah, because after everything, there will be no more characters and no more AI videos. You are seeing the real faces of us. So yeah, but don't worry, our discussion will stay as fun just as previous one. So the only difference is right now you are getting the real reactions and expressions of our faces,
which might be kind of a little bit dangerous sometimes.
Yeah, very dangerous. So, okay, so today's topic is light and fun, and it's all about entertainment.
We're going to discuss the evolution of Disney over the times.
Yeah, so it's not just about Disney, but we'll also add some interesting movies about Disney cartoon movies and Disney animated movies. So that will be very interesting.
Yeah, it's almost like comparing with the old Disney movies and new Disney movie that's came out in the latest years and comparing which ones bring us more attention.
Yeah, it's like how it started and how it's going and how Disney.
Because let's be honest, this movie doesn't give us really much of the emotions since when you compare from the old Disney with the new Disney, it doesn't give you much of the emotions that required.
Yeah, because the animation changed and also like the story changed and the character changed, even the message feels different.
Yeah, so why don't we just rewind the tape and go back to the old Disney? So about the old movie, that I think the first movie that ever made the Walt Disney, extremely incredibly successful all around the cinematic era is the Mickey Mouse cartoon. That is the first ever Disney animation movie that has been released into the year. The first ever that actually blew up the whole. There's no internet at this place, so it blew up the whole world. It's spread all over the world among the children, amongst the youth and teenagers. They all love the way they made the animations. It's just it's charismatic as well. The character itself is charismatic. All the characters in that they have their own attitude. They have their own way, their own style of talking to the audience. So it's very engaging with the audience, especially with the kids. So these are cartoons for kids.
Well, you mentioned about the Mickey Mouse, and yeah, I have heard of the Mickey Mouse. Of course, it was one of the most popular animated cartoon movies, or over time, and so. But one thing is that I've never watched Mickey Mouse. Okay, don't laugh, because that's not my style or my type. But I really appreciate their hard work, and because that was the most engaging movies at that time. And I also know that there are like couple of movies that I remember. Those are made with 2D. For example, like Peter Pan, and also another one is Winnie the Pooh. So those are also like very attractive to kids, because back in the day, only those cartoons are available. Like mostly those cartoons are available, and Disney is making its image towards the audience. So that I would say that was the success, the first start of Disney movie ever, and it literally blew up all over the world. And like you said, I wonder, how did they make these advanced things without having advanced technology at the time? Because that was very impressive, for everyone to enjoy, and especially for kids, because their main target is kids and children. So that was very successful movie production among all over the world. So I wonder how did they even make these kind of production without advanced technologies?
Yeah, it was very interesting the way they produce, and it's actually takes a lot of time to produce that. I saw the video in those days, there is not much advanced technology like today. It's like with the computers, they don't have those things. So they made what they made. They have to make every single frame that have to be drawn by hand. For example, like Mickey Mouse walking. So there's like one hand's walking like one leg's walking like this, and then you got to draw. The artist have to draw exact single piece of that walking like this, and then another frame walks like this side. So one leg is going to another frame. So you got to draw that again. So every single frame of the Mickey Mouse movement, you draw every single leg, every single frame. So it takes a lot of time for the artist to make this. That's why it's really successful too. They give a lot of effort to make these things. So, in many scenes as well of those movies, like they involve a lot of complex moves, like the way they swirl around, or or about like they turn into something else. That it's cartoon, like they can create anything they want. So they create some like funny noises, incredible face shape change. Like in Tom and Jerry, the face shape totally change when they go into some things, some objects. Like, it's like that. So they make unimaginable thing into reality just by with the drawing hands. It's a quite very impressive the way they made these things. When I first saw the video, they got made every single frame. They put it in a frame, in the frame liquid, and then they turn around all of them. It's like I think it's more than the frame that has been made by today's era. Today's era, they don't the in today's era, when you comparison, today you gotta draw with the digital art. You got draw with a pen or something. You can draw with with the laptop, or which is right nowadays with AI too. It's way easier to draw. But back in the days, it was definitely a bit harder to draw. That's why they create such an emotional impact on the fans, and the connection with the audience.
Yeah, that was very detailed. I just realized when you mentioned that they have to draw very specific things. So that might be very handy and very it's very quite detailed. So it's
Yeah.
not that easy to draw that kind of movie. But I really appreciate their hard work, and I also noticed that my I only watch like Cinderella and Snow White movies. So for me, I feel like the old Disney movies are more of like fairy tales, and these this princess vibe and these castles and these feelings. So they have very emotional things, emotional impact on audience and kids, because well, obviously Disney's main theme and main core is mainly target to the happy ending, and they have, even though they have like sad moment or sad scenes, they don't make it till the end. They change it into a happy ending, like a
Because it's
bittersweet.
mostly for kids, right?
Yeah, bittersweet happy ending. So that's what I saw in Cinderella and Snow White. Mostly in Cinderella, or I mean, both movie, this princess, they have to wait, to be saved by this strong, big prince. So that was so dramatic and so fairy tale, and it's like every girl's favorite and every girl's dreamy. So I think those movies are mainly targeted to girls audience, because like Cinderella and Snow White. Also like the Little Mermaid, that was one of my favorite movie. Little Mermaid is just very imaginary, and it's just so magical as well. So it can draw kids' attention more, because they enjoy watching these magic things. If we talk about magic, then we cannot forget about Barbie, right? Barbie was also one of the most popular cartoons among kids, because they have like this so many magic things in Barbie. They're like turning into mermaid, and they have this magic wands and magic comb, so they can do everything. It's like when we were a kid, we used to imagine like how it would be amazing if we have this kind of wand, or this magical comb, because we can create everything. So that was like a child dream, and those movies kind of fulfill their like kids dream. So, but when we compare to nowadays Disney movie, they changed into a different perspective. It's more like rather than focusing on this princess and this castle, this villains, their focus changed into this independent things. Focusing on strong independent things and self acceptance and this self love, those kind of freestyle. They started focusing on giving different perspective and different thoughts. In old Disney movie, they don't ask questions. They don't create questionable scenes or questionable movies. They just made it for fun. But nowadays they add like this kind of creative themes, they have to think like critically. And some story movies have this structure of like, when you watch it, you have to ask questions. You start having these questions, on over this cartoon movie. So they give you, they started creating to give you a specific knowledge or specific perspective. So I think this is a good improvement.
Well,
Right.
in terms of talking about the movie, we can't forget only about the songs as well. That's also brings a lot of energy into the room. The songs they create in each movie that is iconic, absolutely iconic. When you hear this single song, this is from movie. This is from this
Yeah.
movie. You remember the movie behind the song. That's how we recognize. But the kids, as the kids, we love songs. We love to dance and sing along.
Yeah.
It's easy to sing along as well. The songs are so they draw attention from with the songs too. And
Yeah. So what is your favorite song? Yeah, Disney songs.
well, it's hard to choose one.
Yeah,
It's
because
hard
there
to
are
choose
so
one.
many. I
There are
mean,
so many Disney cut songs I really love to watch. Well, if we talk about that, we gotta combine. We gotta separate with the old Disney songs or the new Disney songs. Well, in the old Disney songs, for me, I really like Cinderella song. One of the
Cinderella
songs.
songs.
Yes, the dream
Um.
about is I think is about the dreams, the way she's dreaming to become to become a princess, something princess. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
I barely
it's a pretty good
recognize
song.
the songs. I barely
Yeah,
recognize the
probably.
Cinderella songs. So
Yeah, I watched that a lot of times, so I remember that. That's fine. What is your
yeah,
favorite one in
that's
the old
quite
Disney?
impressive. In old Disney movie, for me, I love Little Mermaid, like
Yeah, yeah.
Under the Water. Like, I'm not quite sure because I don't quite remember the song. Uh, I'm not quite sure, but I know that it's a Little Mermaid. There is this specific song that is one of my favorite song, but I don't recall that right now. So I will shift into another song, which is not early Disney movie, but it's in the mid Disney movie, I guess. It's a Lion King.
Yeah,
In Lion
exactly.
King, I love this Hakuna Matata song.
Yeah.
That is just energetic, and it gives you some hope, and it gives you like a chill vibe
It
feeling.
means no
So
worry, so
yeah,
you
it means
don't
no
worry nothing,
worries.
right?
Hakuna Matata. So yeah, that remains one of my favorite one of my favorite songs.
Well,
Yeah.
in the latest Disney movie, I like Frozen songs. I like actually most of the Frozen two. For the song from Frozen two, are like Into the Unknown, like
Oh
or
yeah.
Save Your the Show Yourself song
Yeah.
as
How about
well.
Let It Go?
Let It Go, yeah, it's also iconic. But I heard it
Yeah.
so many times in my childhood, it
Yeah.
becomes
It
it
becomes
becomes
annoying, right?
annoying right now. I can't
Yeah.
hear that no more right
Yeah,
now.
even in Frozen 2, when Elsa heard that "Let It Go" song by herself, she just like, okay, just let it go, and she
Yeah,
can
let
hear
it
that,
go.
right? So
Exactly.
that was so annoying.
Yeah,
But we have to agree that "Let It Go" song is also a big
iconic.
yeah, iconic. Yeah,
Yeah, it's quite iconic.
every girl favorite song is
Yeah.
like
I think the way they shift the song ideas from the old one to the new ones is quite interesting. And like the old ones are songs mostly focus on the dreams, the hopes,
yeah.
and a focus on the thing that is not happening yet, but it will happen, but it is yet to be coming true. The way to be coming true, but in the new ones, it doesn't apply to that anymore because the era has been changed as well. The
Yeah.
people doesn't always live in the hope no more. They actually do action to become do what they do. So it requires it changed into what it requires. So it more into like what about your daily struggle or your daily life, your happy life. But Disney is always mostly about
Yeah.
happy,
Yeah,
because
mostly the sound change and acceptance,
yeah,
acceptance,
acceptance as well.
self
Yeah.
love. So those kind of things. Like
Mm.
one ago, like in new Disney movie, when someone started singing, the sounds mostly focused on how she becomes self awareness, and how she becomes this self independent. So
Mm.
those mostly about on a person focus,
Yeah.
not on a dream or like hopeful, those kind of fairy tales
I
anymore.
think that's where they miss the concept of the main target. The main target is for the kids and for the young ones, young teenagers to like
Yeah.
to keep to learn from there to sing along to enjoy the movie, not just only focusing about the adult life.
Yeah.
That's where I think they missed the concept of the Disney.
Yeah, but still they're enjoying it. I mean, as long as it gives you happy ending, people are still enjoying that. I
Well,
mean,
yeah,
yeah.
but not every movie is actually very successful in this
Yeah.
case. That's why.
I mean, if you watch a cartoon movie, just enjoying the movie, you know, just as the movie. Don't put any thoughts or any ideas or any logic theory, you know, then that will ruin the whole vibe and the whole movie. That what happened to me, you know, the Lion King theory.
Yeah.
They literally put the whole theory that Scar
That
literally
actually makes
ate.
sense.
I mean,
Mufasa.
yeah, ate
Scar ate
Mufasa.
Mufasa.
Like they are literally same species. I mean,
No, they actually
are same species.
There's a high chance that he actually ate him.
But still, you don't need to tell me the theory. I mean, I'm good with my childhood memories, and I'm fine with that. But some random dude from YouTube started finding this theory and started making this you know, making this very a little bit or awkward or feel weird, and I was like, oh my god, no, my childhood is just totally ruined. And it's like I don't even want to listen to that theory, because that is so, I mean, not okay. I mean, you don't have to destroy someone's childhood by pointing out the theory. That's not right.
Sometimes it's fun to do. Sometimes.
Yeah, but I mean, you can do it by yourself. Don't show it off.
Well,
not show yourself. Don't show yourself.
That because it actually makes sense. That's why it actually makes sense. The theories make sense with the actual facts behind it. That's why.
Well, I don't know. I enjoy the movie as the movie. So, but I mean, mostly on cartoons, just cartoons, you know. But in other adult movies, yeah, you have some. If you have some thoughts or some ideas, then you can add it. I mean, that's fine. That's totally fine. Right. But in cartoons, you don't have to destroy this your teenager's life. You know, that's for fun and enjoying. Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah, but what about right now? Let's go back. Let's go to the Disney remake movies. The way they remake into live actions.
Yeah.
I have a lot of opinions about that. It's changing.
Do you think it is necessary to make live actions?
Yes.
Why?
I definitely think that, because as long as the technology has been changing, you gotta make it into more effort to make it into the real life.
Well, I mean, they make it worse. You have already seen like The Little Mermaid is one of my favorite movie, and they ruin it by choosing the wrong character. So I mean, we're not blaming, like, there's no gender bias or there is nothing, you know. But I mean, The Little Mermaid, I mean, you know the appearance, right? The mermaid appearance, and yeah, so that's why they are. But right now, they are, you know, Disney is kind of more focusing on business, you know.
Yeah.
So they don't make effort, actual effort in choosing the characters. So that destroy the audience feelings, and you know, they have to be careful about the audience feelings, because the Disney exists because of the audience, right? So they have to prioritize their audience feelings first, and how their opinions, you know, but now they are mostly about the business and money. So
first of all, like the reason why I really like the way they made the live action, not all of them, some of them, yes, maybe I like 50-50 of them. I like these because the way they create the animation in the first place with 2D animation, it was flat, but it's enjoyable in the past areas. But right now we have seen a lot of live action movies in all the places, like extremely photorealistic, extreme detail every time with the CGI and the VFX effects as well. So you need to add those things to the character too. And also they did a really great job in adding some of the movies. For example, Lion King, they came out in 2019. It was absolute game changer of the whole movie. They don't ruin the original movie too. They carry every single plot, every single detail of that.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Yeah, that was absolutely brilliant, absolutely magnificent, I would say.
Yeah.
And but also in making of the How to Train a Dragon, it was also really good choice of the character. But as you mentioned before, like Little Mermaid and some other movies as well, it's a bit of the wrong character. We're not talking about gender or of the racism.
Yeah,
like
it's
that. It's not about that.
It's prioritizing audience.
It's about not changing what is originally made for. Originally it was like this specific thing, so you gotta make it into at least similar one, right?
Yeah,
but
of course.
You can't get a white, extremely white character for Aladdin movie. Aladdin is
No.
not
Aladdin
that,
is
it's
the
not from
textures and
US.
the skin colors,
Exactly.
the skin
Aladdin is
tone.
from
Yeah,
Arab
yeah.
movie. So you gotta make Arabian
Arabian
actor
look.
and
Yeah, of
actresses. But right
course.
now, Aladdin movie was also a really great choice of characters.
Yeah.
Genie was Will Smith. It was an
Oh.
absolute a great character for that one. So
Yeah. I've
yeah,
already watched that live
yeah,
action.
it was
That
very
was
good too.
epic.
It was epic. It
Yeah.
was funny, hilarious, and it brings us a lot of memories
Yeah.
from the 2D animations.
Oh, yeah. But it's funny, I've never watched 2D animation Aladdin. I don't
Oh,
know.
really?
I'm not. I don't know. I mean, I'm not good. I don't have good taste in movies, or I don't know. But I don't like those kind of 2D movies that much. But when they change into live action movies, I really enjoy watching. So that's Aladdin is one of the movies. So
yeah.
yeah.
Also, there's also some theories and something about the sequels movies. And for example, in Lion King, the sequels are quite great. The first Lion King and the second and third. The third one is not as great as the first and second. The first second was connecting to each other, was very great. And the third one is also great as a background story, as a background track. So, but when it comes to certain things about the Toy Story, Toy Story sequel
that was too long.
Yeah, it was quite long, but it's extremely successful. That's why they can make it long. Because the kids love to see the character development. The kids love to see how they messed up in all the places. They got their toys. They pretend to be toys when the people are around. So that the characters have a lot of like adventures around the places, around the city, around the globe. Sometimes they go to space too. It makes no sense sometimes, but it's a cartoon. You can't make sense, put sense into the cartoon. It's imagination. So
I have this experience, not experience. I have this thought when I was a kid. While I was watching Toy Story, I secretly check on my toys
exactly.
whether they're talking or not in real life.
That.
That was so funny, but also at the same time, it's quite magical and quite dreamy.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to pay attention on your toys when they will get up and start talking and go around. Is that these things are just is a little adventures of a kids. So yeah,
I hide in the place in the box and then to watch the toys if they're gonna move. I hide there for about an hour.
We became a secret agent of our own toys. But the thing about I don't like is that the Toy Story sequence are pretty long, and some because of that, some character that they have to like voice acting, right? Some of the character die. So I've heard that like I think two characters they die, so they have to reuse the previous voices, and they have to pick the line, the script. They have to make it exact line from the previous one, and they have to add it back and combine it everything. So I don't think they should make too many sequences.
But it doesn't reduce the quality of the Toy Story though. But
but it's a bit boring.
But the thing about another sequel is Frozen sequel. That was pretty sure epic. The Frozen one. Oh, it was an absolute game changer all around the world. The songs and the movie, the plot, everything is like magical, insane. And when you talk about the Frozen 2, it's even better. It's definitely even better. Frozen 2, I definitely believe that I love the Frozen 2 better than Frozen 1. It was better. The reason why I love more about Frozen 2 is the songs. The first one, the songs are more fun, energetic type. They sing along normally, but in in Frozen 2 songs are more of an orchestra type. They record in an actual orchestra, like opera singings around, and many instruments playing. That's every single instrument is playing. There are many players. There's also the guy in the middle doing like that. I forgot to call how it works. Not the drum. The guy who's instructing all of them to do that, like this thing.
Oh, the teacher.
Guy. Yeah, it's not the teacher. There's a specific name to call that. I forgot that. But anyway, the thing is that they create to make this single song. This single song, they gotta use a lot of energy, a lot of time and effort to that. It's actually really good to listen to. I also, in my opinions, I also like some kind of like orchestra movie a little bit. Not all of them. Okay. Some of the songs I like it, like the way they sing or the crowd, the choir. It's called the choir. The choir all around the crowds, and then it brings a lot of emotions. It brings a lot of like a flashback into the past sometimes, and it's also quite catchy to sing in your mouth. Like you can sing over the time. It's quite catchy.
The sounds are mainly about finding your purpose. It's in Frozen 2 mainly. The sounds are like this princess. she needs to find who she is and who she will be. It's like mostly sounds are going to this finding the purpose of the life. Who she is. So yeah, the sounds are great and very engaging. Very meaningful. So. Yeah, I also love the Frozen 2 sounds, and the other thing that I love is there's another movie sequence that I love. I think I might forget it right now, but it's also Disney movies. But
what kind of movie are you talking about? You forgot the name.
Oh yeah, it's not sequence. It's a kind of a sequence, but it's Inside Out.
Oh, Inside
So
Out.
yeah, Inside Out. That's a very successful movie as well. And the reason I like Inside Out is because it shows a person emotions. So many emotions. This joy and this sadness, and even though there's a disgust. Yeah, the memories. It stays inside your head, and they are walking all together. And also in Inside Out 2 and 1, you can compare 1 and 2. If you compare in 1, Riley, she is just a kid. She's just a kid, so she has this confused emotion, and she's there's so many various emotions. But when she grew up, the emotion changed. Some emotions already dead, and so that kind of feelings gave the audience feels like they grew up with that. They grew up with that, and the change that is very relatable to. Is even though it's a cartoon, but it still relate to the most of the people, because that's the real life. We are feelings. But there is also another reason is like Joyce. The Joy is she's the main character, and she's controlling everything, and she's trying so hard to be happy all the time. She's trying so hard to make Riley to be happy, because that she thinks that that's the only thing that needs for Riley. But at the end of the day, she realized that Joy is not the main thing, to control everything. So she gotta let it go. So she gotta let Riley to feel properly. The different feelings and different things. So it's kind of a balance. So finally, Joyce learns that it's not good to control everything, and you have to let it go sometime, and you can't be happy all the time. So that kind of feelings is like really hit. It's like a life lessons or something.
Yeah, it also brings back. It also like create the actual human differences in that in the Riley's father had. Who's in charge? The anger is in charge.
The anger.
Yeah,
I love that anger character. He's always
angry.
on fire.
It's also like that real life too, and also like men are mostly a little bit more of an angry type, but not always angry. But the anger is mostly controlled most of the cases. He also that illustrate a lot of things in them. The anger is main control of the machine. They control every other emotion around that.
Yeah.
Also,
when he pissed, he just started clipping every single thing, pattern. So
everything's messed up.
Yeah, everything messed up.
Sometimes it's blackout, so he thinking of something else. And nobody knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Like it's blackout when they're watching the football. Like it's like we like that, right?
Yeah.
That's how we black out sometimes. Also, what about in her mom is different. It's not anger no more. I think
that's why Inside Out has the different audience. And it has the it hits the real world. So that's why it has most success. In movie history or something like that. So Inside Out remain one of my favorite movies because it makes me feel like we grew up, like that, because we can see Riley as a kid, and she started growing up, and these changes, and we are seeing our own childhood or adulthood. It's like comparing two things. So is there are so many things that you can learn from Inside Out, and that is very qualified movie, I would say, like in nowadays Disney movies.
Well, also that about the remakes that we were previously talking about, that people are like kind of saying that the remakes are not should not be a remake because they're lazy to make new movies. They remake everything into live action.
Yeah,
they're lazy. People say that, but I think it's not quite lazy. It's like bringing back the memories into the world, into the audience with the photorealistic style, with the new technology, with the new interface, with the new texture all around the movie. So I think it's important, but it's not quite necessarily needing to make every single Disney movie into live action, but only some specific ones, some things that actually the people actually remember over the time. They should make only those, not everyone's, not everything.
Yeah, but I think they are also right because Disney company, they are trying to find money, like financially, or they are funding, they are trying to find the money. So yeah, I know, I've heard about that. So
that's kind of messed up too. They're trying to
Spider-Man
ruin
is
the character
mostly
too.
from mainly from Marvel, right?
Marvel,
So
yeah,
they
bought the
bought it,
character,
so that would be messed up. That would be totally messed up.
They
Upside
can't
down.
always involve in every other franchise. They should only focus on their own franchise. Their franchise is to create emotional impact, like connections with the audience, with the kids, with the youths, not with the other franchise. They can't always separate that. That's why they messed up. Or they focus. They try to go into many branches at the same times. But they reduce the quality of the main one. The main one, they should know which is the main one, what is the main target, what is the main target. So they should only focus on that, not on the other franchise like Disney. They're trying to buy another superhero, another movie franchise, or another collaborate with another things. Like, not only that, they should only focus on what they are really good at, what they are famous for, and they bring back the memories of those things.
Yeah, they're really good at creating cartoons. Disney is about all about cartoons. Their cartoons are just on fire, and is top. It's top 10. So there is Disneyland. So that's the one thing, one place that I want to go and I want to travel. Because I want to watch Lanterns from Rapunzel. So Rapunzel is also like pretty fun and light movies.
I really like to see Rapunzel live action. I really want to see.
Yeah, I think they I have already heard the news that they are choosing the characters for Rapunzel. The characters are literally perfect and match, and we should definitely watch that
because they learn from the mistake in the previous
one. That live action will be like totally lit,
Yeah, I think so.
So the favorite character from Rapunzel is a horse.
Exactly.
I think everybody's favorite character would be horse, because that horse has a different face expressions. I don't know how they make it, but that is so funny and so attractive, to the audience. Everybody loves the horse, or everybody choose horse over princess or over prince. He's not a prince, he's a thief.
Yeah, but he became a prince when he married the princess. He became a prince.
Yeah, right? That's cheating.
That's not cheating.
That's a cheat code, to get the riot.
That guy is the smartest guy in the city.
So the Rapunzel movie is also about it's not about romance, or it's not about love. It's about Rapunzel finding her freedom, because she wants to see the world, So because she's been trapped in this castle, and her mother Godel, she is manipulating her with love, so finally she found her home and her parents, and she found herself, So it's like it's more it's less about love, but it's more about how do you say, like self-discovering. So I love it, and I love one of these scenes about Latin, like floating lanterns, on the sky.
So it's one of my favorite songs too.
Right,
the way they make the characters and the movie has been changed. It's like I don't very much like the newest Disney animation plot and the story as well, because they made the character into too much messy. That the characters always the main character have to be messy all the time. It's always like clumsy, the messy, and always like going around and always have like this mental thing. Maybe they're always depressed. Maybe they're always depressed. Sometimes they easily always get hurt. Most of the time, but it's not actually bringing back the memory of the Disney original taste. Original taste is not only about that. They have the specific storyline behind all these, but they don't have this specific storyline. They just made the character straight into clumsy. Even if it's like remake of the legendary character in the story, in the history, they made it into extremely clumsy. That actually reduced the intensity and how important of this single character. So sometimes reduce that. So they should make it a little bit to be more serious. It has to be fun. Yes, Disney has to be fun, but it doesn't necessarily need to be extremely messy, extremely clumsy all the time.
Well, I don't think it's a clumsy, but I think it's a way of they are trying to get the attention from the audience, because it's, I mean, in the old Disney movies, is the characters are not clumsy, but they are more soft, gentle. When you look back at Cinderella, Snow White, and these movie, in Peter Pan, and in this movie, all the characters are not clumsy. They are a bit soft and gentle vibe. So it's more about love. In romance, those things, but
and there's
in
life too.
life, but it's more about like happy ending and this kind of beautiful love things. But in nowadays Disney movie, they start a picture in the real life people, real life people daily life. But there are some people that are really clumsy. They can't even get the two bottle in the hand, and they break every time. I mean, it's not very clumsy.
Like every time, right?
It's mostly every time.
But the thing is that the main
clumsy.
character in the old movies are not always clumsy, because the clumsy ones are the side characters in the previous ones. They have to be fun. They gotta entertain the people. Yes.
Do you know Smurf movie?
Yeah.
Smurf, the blue thing, blue guys.
Yeah.
There's also clumsy.
Yeah, but
the name even is clumsy.
The clumsy, that it should be clumsy. The name is clumsy. It should be clumsy.
Yeah.
Right. That is not the case. The case is that in the new ones, all the main characters have the same exact energy, the same exact emotions, the same exact expressions. They have to be changing. They have to change. They have to make it into a little bit more dramatic sometimes, or a little bit more of adventurous, or a little bit more of maybe scary.
Well, there are those kind of movies like Frozen. If you watch Frozen, Frozen is not clumsy. It's a very steady and very calm, calm movie. So there is adventures too. And also there is another movie like The Lion King. It's not animated movie. I mean, there's no people in there, but it's not also clumsy.
Well, maybe.
If you watch about Moana is not also clumsy. She's more like bravery. She likes to adventure. She likes to save her people, her own people, island. So
that is not the latest one. That was around like 2019, 2018. That was around a few years back. I'm talking about these New Year's latest ones.
Yeah, what kind of movies? Like,
I won't give the exact names, but the few movies that I want it to be changed. That's why. So we'll discuss a lot about the Disney's evolution over the years. That the old years, in the old days, they have to make these specific ideas, a specific story to go into people's emotions, to go into to make memories for the kids. But in these days, they create more of how you say, more of creative sometimes, and also it involve a lot of not very much serious into the case, into the movie.
Yeah, we grew up watching these cartoons, mostly from Disney. So well, there are like pros, there are flaws, but it's not always perfect. But Disney is always trying to give us best in animation movies. But in live action movies, they sometimes suck. they don't pick the right characters or right choice. So that's the one thing. But mainly they give us they are trying to give us the best. They are trying to give us new character and new things every single time. So I think we should appreciate the effort they are making. So because we all are like growing up watching these movies, so we have this special place for Disney. So we should respect that.
Yeah, they should. They all should know that we have that too, and so they have to make it more into effort into making these movies. So yeah, what about we should let the audience decide which is their favorite Disney movie or favorite Disney songs.
Yeah,
songs also play an important role too.
Yeah,
so
it has been a very difficult decision for us because Disney has so many different movies and so many cartoons. So you gotta pick one. I know it will be difficult, but I'm pretty sure that you will have some so many different tastes in movies. So let us know which one is your favorite Disney movies, or how do you think on these evolutions of Disney's.
And no matter what era you love, Disney always find a way to give us this emotion and attachment.
Yeah, because Disney doesn't give us sad endings; it gave us emotional goodbyes. So that's our little Disney evolution discussion for today. So we'll see you in next episode. I'm sure you all love it. So
don't forget
tuned.
to like and subscribe to our channel too.
Because It's not rocket science. Oh, wait, it actually is.